guys, I'm Aria and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a mini book haul. So recently my book hauls have gotten smaller and smaller as I've kind of come out of my COVID quarantine buying frenzy. It was one of those, like, it was a coping mechanism, let's be real. Last year it was definitely a coping mechanism buying books, and I've kind of come out of that and gone back to a much smaller number of books I buy every month. So I might start doing book hauls every 2 months instead. We'll see what I'll do after this month. I will definitely think about it, see if my book buying stays small. But anyways, that being said, I am doing just a May book haul for this month, and it is pretty small. I only have 4 books to show you today, and so starting with the 2 I got for my book of the month box for the month. First is Aria by Jennifer Saint. This one, remember I was showing my husband which books I got when the box arrived, and I told him about this one, and he was like, "Oh, another mythology one." Because you know what? I've been vibing with some mythology books recently. There's several I bought and haven't read yet. Classic. And I've read 1 or 2 this year as well, and yeah, this is just kind of like a historical fantasy mixed subgenre that I've just been really interested in recently, and there's been several books coming out recently that fit in that. So this one specifically is about Ariadne and the myth of Theseus and the Minotaur, and I guess told from her point of view. And I've heard really good things from people who reviewed advanced copies, and so I'm definitely excited to pick this one up. Next in my book of the month box, I got one of my most anticipated releases from the year, which there's been a couple months now where book of the month has had one of my highly anticipated releases as a book, and I'm just loving that. And this month it was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. And so The Martian by this author is my favorite sci-fi book of all time. I loved it, and so when I heard he had a new one, another sci-fi coming out this month, I was very excited. This one is about an astronaut who, it's like the fate of Earth is resting on his shoulders, but he wakes up with like no memory of who he is or what he's doing. And I've so far, from some people in the Shelf Space Safeguard who have started reading it, heard great things so far. I know his second book, Artemis, was much less well received than The Martian. I enjoyed it, but I definitely liked it less than The Martian, and I've heard this one is back up to The Martian quality, so I am very excited. I definitely hope to be reading this next month. Next, I have a book I won in a Goodreads giveaway, which is very exciting. I spend way too much time entering Goodreads giveaways. It was bound to give me a winner sometime, and this month I got Float Plan by Trish Dollar. This is a adult romance that is about a girl who lost her, I think it was a fiance, to suicide, and then later after that, I'm not sure how long after, she gets a notification from like her phone where she had put in an event date for a sailing trip they were supposed to take together, and she decides in her grief to go on the sailing trip alone. She soon realizes sailing alone and kind of an experience is not great for safety, and so she hires this other guy to be a second mate, I guess, on the boat with her, and that's the guy that the romance inevitably is about. And I've not heard much about this so far from people who have read it, but it was one that really caught my eye because I love boats and sailing, and so definitely very excited to pick up this romance sometime soon. And then the last book I got this month is a novella that I picked up on ebook, and that is Cold Forge Flame by Marie Brennan. So Marie Brennan wrote my all-time favorite series, The Natural History of Dragons, and I've been meaning to pick up her backlist, and I just haven't. And so I decided to get on with that, and so this is a novella duology, and I picked up the first one, and it is about a woman who gets kind of summoned to complete this quest, and she like wakes up somewhere, and she's not really sure who she is exactly. She just knows she feels called to like complete this quest. I've heard some reviews, since it is so short, saying they don't like, I've read several reviews who are like, I don't want to say much more about what it's about because it's so short. It's just better to go in not knowing much. So that's kind of all I know about it. And yeah, I hope I like this one because there is a sequel, and if I like this one, I'll pick that one up. And so that is my tiny itty bitty book haul for the month of May. And so if you've read any of these books, let me know in the comments what you thought of them, and I will see you in my next video.